Oh. Oh, that's an F. I knew it was close. Wow, that's an F. It's in key. But I'll be goddamn. I'll be goddamn. Well, I'll be goddamn. Satisfied with it. This is a cool lo-fi beat. Let's lo-fi it now. Let's throw some lo-fi effects on it. And yeah, we should be Gucci. Oh. Oh, that's an F. I knew it was close. Wow, that's an F. It's in key. I'll be goddamn. I'll be goddamn. Well, I'll be goddamn.
Come check out owlsherbs.com, where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products, from sea moss to black seed oil, and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth.
Hey you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures that he has that helps with sleep.
What's going on? This is gonna be another show that will piss a lot of people off. This will be very, very controversial. The topic is stop dating women broker than you. Okay, so this is something that I probably have never made a video about. I don't know why I haven't made a video about this. I've talked about this, but I apologize that I have not talked about this in a video in itself. But better late than never. We're gonna talk about this tonight. It's still fresh evening, and I know. I mean, the first thing that I guess I could address is, okay, yeah, broke jeans. You're broke. Why you talking about broke women? Shouldn't you be with broke women? Well, there's nuances to this, and I'm really not broke anymore. So I've talked about that last year. Um, I'm actually, trying to buy another house, or even more than two. So I mean, it's not it hasn't been easy, and I still have a long way to go. I still think that I'm behind. You know, I'm very much. I think that I'm behind as far as my own personal financial growth. I I have a lot of work to do, but as far as my tenants, as far as being broke, having more debt than what you actually have as far as assets, I ain't rich, but I ain't broke, baby. So you know what I'm saying. We gonna talk about all of that and then some. Okay, we dial this back a little bit. Got some lo-fi in the background to kind of ease the monotony. So yeah, you hear a lot about, I don't want to date broke men. You hear it on the airwaves. You hear it in rap music. The young artists now, millennials and zennial artists, they talk about they don't want a broke guy, right? Don't date any broke guys. Don't date any dusties. Well, it's nuances to this, and it's more than money. I'll just say that it's way more. It's this whole broke thing is way deeper than money, and it's definitely gonna be put into detail tonight. I'm still gathering my notes as we speak, but yeah, this is something that definitely needs to be talked about, and this might be something that'll save your life. Might be something that will save your life, because a lot of times as men, we think of most men think off of just the pure love of the game, the pure love of, basically looks and everything like that, right? That's where a lot of times men, we they say basically men date down, women date up, right? That's the whole mantra in a nutshell. And very much that is true. That is very much true. And just to put things in perspective, so the whole verse, as far as in the Bible, the equally yoked thing, it's Second Corinthians 6-14. It's not regarding money. That whole equally yoked passage, that's like that's something that is kind of put in perspective wrong. That actually has more to do with faith. So this is that Bible verse here. Second Corinthians 6:14. So like I say, just about every time I do a live stream, I end up learning as well as you learn as well, I'm sure. So let me get that out the way, so I can just make this as thorough as possible. So this is that Bible verse right here, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with darkness? So a lot of churches, I think they're like kind of more into the prosperity church type thing, and then people are very much in the whole prosperity thing. So they flip this to say that unequally yoked is financially speaking, and that's not true. Okay, this is the passage here. Okay, this is that passage. It has more to do with belief than basically finances or money. So now that we got that out the way, why you should not date women that are broker than you? Why should you not do this? Why did I not talk about this? Well, I mentioned probably I think a year and a half ago. I talked about the women that I choose. I don't like to choose women that are dumb. I don't like dumb chicks. Actually, do I don't for obvious reasons. I do not like women that are very dumb. Okay, most women are not as smart as I am. I don't want to come up off as a narcissist or anything like that, but I I've been to I've been to school for a long time. I've been reading for a long time, researching for a long time. It is women that are more well read, more educated than I am. I don't believe that I'm smarter than all women or whatever. It is. I'm sure there's women that are smarter than me, right? But most women are very, very basic. Most people are very basic. So, with that said, I mean, I don't want to choose any woman that is like extremely, extremely unintelligible. Because the thing is that your children, you possibly can have children by women like that are unintelligible. Just women that can't teach your children how to read, can't teach your children how to pass a test because they're so into basic shit like watching TV, keeping up with episodes of TV shows, um, snacking and relaxing, indulging in pleasure, right? So when you choose women like that are and here's the thing, it kind of goes with the territory. To be honest with you, that passage that I just read and highlighted, it actually also goes with being broke. Believe it or not, that's why my channel tenets is faith, health, um, knowledge, and wealth. Wealth is actually last because if you don't believe, it's very very difficult to live a day-to-day life if you don't have any belief system. Even if you're to be, I don't really talk a lot about atheists. I don't really the whole atheist thing in itself is it's a lot to it, but I don't. I guess they believe in themselves, which kind of I don't know that opens the door to a certain higher level of narcissism. But okay, I really don't know what they believe in, to be honest. But um, having some type of belief helps with day to day life and trying to strive for success. And if you don't already have success handed to you by inheritance, having some type of faith is very, very paramount. Okay. Um, and health, if your mind is not to the highest point, or your body is messed up, or you are in a state of dis-ease, right, or disease, it's very difficult to have any type of financial success, life success. It just goes hand in hand. So belief is very, very important to a lot of other things. It kind of flows like a flow chart. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that, like I said, this is not necessarily to do with um, how much money a woman per se has, but I will say, as a general rule, you shouldn't really try to date or court or choose a woman that is below you financially, because here's the thing, and I'm going to play a video of someone is more richer than I am, to that I believe is on point. Um, because the thing is that when you open a door for women that do not have a lot of money, right, that you have, like let's just say for all intents and purposes, what I'm talking about is you make $75,000 a year or $150,000 a year. Do you, if you date a woman that, like for example, I saw a fine woman that I was like probably 18 and 19, but she was working at a fast food restaurant. I mean, she was like a seven, which is, in the Midwest, it's not that many fine women. I tend to see a lot more in Indiana for some reason than I noticed in Illinois. But um, the thing is that she was broke, obviously, because she was young and she was doing what most young people do: work at a fast food restaurant or a grocery store. The thing is that when you choose someone that, let's just say, minimum wage was like, Indiana's probably like $10 an hour, or not even minimum wage, but what they the average pay at a fast food restaurant is like $10 an hour. Okay, with a little effort, with outside of my job, all of the things that I do, um, I make probably, let's just say, at least 4 or 5 times that, right, than what someone that make $10 an hour, right, working at a gas station or something somewhere in the Midwest, in the the poorest parts of the Midwest. It opens myself up to a lot of things when you date or choose a woman that is on a lower economic spectrum than you are. The first obvious reason is they can't even hang with you. It's like a friend. It's called a girlfriend. They can't hang with you. If you look at it like a friend, right? They can't hang with you. You want to go, let's just say you wanted to take a trip to Barbados. You know, they can't meet you halfway. You got to pay the whole thing. Even if you wanted to be paying for the whole thing, right? And then you make a deal where, okay, I pay for one trip, you pay for the other trip, the next trip we go on. They can't pay for no next trip. Ain't no next trip. You paying for all the trips. You paying for everything, and basically, here's a slippery slope with that. if the woman is receptive to you, where she absolutely is at your beck and call to the point where she absolutely knows you the boss, and she listens to everything as if you are the boss, then you might have a leg to stand on with the whole kind of dating or courting someone that's not financially on your level. Because in essence, I would be her boss. I make enough money, I can pay her what the fast food restaurant could pay her to be my personal assistant or some shit like that, right? You know, I theoretically could fucking do that. I make enough money that I could do that. I'm not saying that I would, but it's possible. If the person is receptive, they listen to your beck and call, then you might have a ground to stand on. But a lot of times those situations are kind of somewhat rare nowadays, right? So a lot of times when it comes to a lot of women, most women are either tolerable, which, to be honest, I try to stay clear at all possible from subprime women. Okay, I try to stay clear, man. It's very very difficult, but most women are more on the agreeable side. Okay, on the agreeable side, and a lot of these women that are agreeable, they tend to be, the other word you could say is cooperative. At the and here's the thing, I have to say this every time, right? Damn near. It's so lopsided in black America that cooperative, agreeable women are considered submissive. I never said submissive, as far as, like, I didn't even talk about the other side, the right side of that last slide, which is submissive women. Most women that I'm talking about, as far as in general, um are, if you at your best, at best, are agreeable women or cooperative women. Those are the women that I'm primarily talking about, as far as, you know, that you should be dating someone that makes about the same amount of money, if not slightly more, because she can basically go do the whole, we go, one trip I pay for, the next trip you pay for. Or how about this? That fine woman at the you know fast food restaurant I saw today. I could have just left my wallet, I went to the airport. I didn't have my wallet. The woman that makes about the same amount of money I have, and have the same, and here's the thing, I haven't got to other things, right? Such as um being able to manage their finances. Because what I'm talking about is people that are in the trenches. It's different types of people in the trenches. I haven't even got to that. I just came up with this concept, I think, like a couple weeks ago. The five types of people in the financial world. In this genius brain here. So it's different types of people in the trenches. It's people that are embedded, like, deep in the trenches. They're extremely low as far as in the financial spectrum. Like, they, basically make, like, 15, barely making $15,000 a year. Well, somebody that's working at a fast food restaurant, yeah, they're making about that. They don't have no. If I left my wallet and I didn't bring it to the airport to go to Barbados, they can't cover anything, because basically the trip will probably have to be postponed or canceled, because they can't cover it. They can't cover it. They're not. They can't kick it with me. Like I have to pay for everything. They can't. It can't cover that. And here's let's go all the way down the road. Let's say I'm already married with children with this type of woman. Of course, yeah, we work out something where obviously she don't need to work at fucking Wendy's, right, or McDonald's. I mean, she could be a stay-at-home wife or whatever with the children or the babies, right? Well, I mean, the thing is that I got hit by a car that day. I lost my legs. I can't. I mean, I can't get no remote jobs. I know. Let's just say, okay, I still got my brain, which is important, right? No, I got hit in my spine, and I'm a vegetable damn near. But I can still like kind of somewhat. My motor skills are delayed by about 45 to 30%. So I can't even work. I'm completely disabled. I mean, I can't even do any jobs, and I can't work remote and do no IT because I'm cognitively delayed, seriously cognitively delayed. I got hit by a Jeep, you know, walking across the street. This woman can't. I met her at Wendy's. She was making $10 an hour. She was a sweet thing. She looked good. She's fine compared to mid. She was a Midwest 7, a California 6, slim thick. But she can't all of the things that I know that can help her make more money. She can't really do it. She doesn't have the patience to sit down and do any learn. She doesn't know. She can't learn. She's not receptive to learning, but she listens to me, but she's not receptive to learn. She can't fix no computer or nothing like that. Her attention span can't go past 5 minutes. Because see, here's the thing. I mean, I'm definitely have I'm gonna be working on this IT support course or whatever. You do need an attention span. Your attention span needs to be at least 30 minutes to an hour, meaning you should be able to sit at a computer. Like, to be honest, here I talked about this before, but I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm gonna sidebar it a little bit. The reason why those programmers and stuff like that make a lot of money and make quite a bit of money, they able to sit at a computer for hours and code and focus and maybe take breaks in between. They need longer periods of concentration. Even in IT support, you need at least 30 minutes to an hour. You should be able to, like, it takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to sit at a computer and watch Windows installation. You should have that focus and attention enough to be able to sit at a computer for about 30 to 45 minutes to an hour, almost like a painter watching paint dry. You do need high levels of concentration. That's why people don't do IT, because the certain level of patience and concentration is needed. It is required. A lot of people don't have that patience and concentration to stick with certain complex problems and solutions. All of that aside, she can't learn how to trade. She can't do nothing on everything. Every little jack of trades that I know, she's not receptive to learning. So all she knows how to do is just basically, you know, have some great sex and make babies and clean up the house and stuff like that. Maybe answer some phone calls, go get the mail, wash some dishes. Very basic stuff, but it's needed. But that's all she knows how to do. So Something happened. I got hit by a car. Now I'm, 50 to 75% cognitively delayed. I'm in a permanent wheelchair, and she has to wheel me around to um, occupational therapy classes and stuff like that. And she's frustrated because she also has we got little babies. Well, that scenario was somebody that, let's just say, is making the same amount of money. Let's just say I'm with an accountant. They're already making the same amount of money I'm making. They can work remote. They can she's able to help me with my business, do my books, do my accounting, um, you know, organize my finances a little bit. Even though I'm able to do stuff, she's able to take my Excel templates and add stuff to it and stuff like that. She's able to make money. She was making money before she met me. See where I'm going with this? Versus I'm dating some chick that, you know, worst come to worst, she gotta go out and flip burgers some more. So it's not, you notice I'm not ragging. I'm not like, this is not a roasting live stream. Like I'm very, very calm about this. I'm emotionally very just black, dark about this as I am. um and it just is what it is. Just it is what it is. This happens every day actually. People get in car accidents every day all across the world and get paralyzed or worse. Hey, we can go there. I died. Who the fuck gets hit by a jeep and survives? Not too many people. My kids, they gotta go live on Section 8 now. Even because I left some insurance money, but she can't manage no goddamn money. She's young too. She don't know how to manage no money. She gonna sell her. She gonna do this. This is what a lot of people do with they grandma house and their mama house. They sell the house. I didn't seen this happen. I didn't seen, man. One of my homies, one of his I ain't gonna say that because it's like this. I ain't gonna. People watch me. They some of the people that watch me know me, so I'm not gonna. I'll just say this. I done seen people young do foolish things. I've done foolish things. I've seen people sell a mama house and go homeless. House paid for. All you got to do is pay the taxes, utilities. House paid for. Or even if it wasn't paid for, it's damn near got all of the equity in it. That's why you're selling it and can get some money off of it. And then the mom left the insurance policy. So you could, whatever was left over, you could pay it off. And I've seen people do that. It literally sold the family house that mom had worked hard for, got a little money from insurance, blew it, and now they're homeless. Got to eventually get an emergency Section 8 voucher. That's probably most likely what would happen because you chose looks and beauty over common sense and not even looks and beauty. You chose looks, beauty, and sex over common sense and wealth building or even someone as equally financially solvent as you are. I'll be honest, because I dated a lot of women that I could actually fucking have a conversation with. I didn't do this all the time. But women that I could actually hold a conversation with, a long term conversation with, most of those women usually made more money than I did, or just about the same amount of money that I did. So by proxy of that, usually that resulted in that. Not all the times, because I mean I met some young women that were, I could have a interesting conversation, but they worked at a grocery store. So it's not it's nuances to that. But see, here's the thing, like, I've encountered women, I've had, sex with women that made less than me. But here's the thing, here's the dangerous thing with that. You you have sex, and usually a lot of times pregnancies happen when you do that. Now you got a chick that's broke, and you have children by this broke chick that you can't be with her. Even, like, a lot of times you can't, even if you want to be, like, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Even if you wanted to be with a woman, it's certain women that won't let you be with them, or you can't be with them in a way where you can't have to drink, or psychologically deal with being with that person every day. Meaning, she doesn't follow your lead, so therefore she thinks she's smarter than you, because every time basically, it's certain things women do that are, let's just go back to the subprime uh thing, right? Slide, whatever. It's certain things that subprime women do, intolerable women, and tolerable women. One of the manipulation tactics that they use is being argumentative. So whenever you're right, and a lot of times they have issues following their man, they'll start an argument because they don't want to follow what you're saying. Even if you're right, they'll start an argument to reestablish boundaries, to where they make it hard for you to for them to follow your decisions. So this is why a lot of times these women start arguments. They use this as a manipulation. They use this as a manipulation tactic. That's why you wonder why women like to argue, or always arguing, because it's a manipulation tactic to keep you back in line. Basically, they're using their mouth to start some type of emotional response of an argument to get you back in line. That's why they do that. And they perfected it to a point where you literally don't want to argue no more. So you start to just do whatever they say. Whatever they agree upon, this is why things happen where the house just catches on fire. Car accidents happen. The car gets into an accident, and then there's no insurance because she didn't pay the insurance, because you let her handle everything, and she's scatterbrained, so she forgot to pay stuff, and all of this stuff comes because, yeah, this is pretty typical when you're dealing with those women. And a lot of guys, they deal with these women. Don't give me These guys, a lot of guys, they deal with these women. These are their wives and these are their girlfriends, their live-in baby mamas. They just don't want to admit that to you, because a lot of times, um, it's embarrassing. First of all, it's embarrassing, and a lot of times men have the old notion that they made their bed and they have to lay in it. That's an old like notion that goes back a long time, and that's what a lot of times men do until it just gets to a boiling pulp, and they are forced to go their separate way because either the police got called, things got heated, and it got violent, or worse, they went to jail, because of a domestic violence charge. When I was in the county lockup, I was in jail. A lot of the dudes that was in there, they were in there for domestic violence. Yeah. So yeah. So the first thing is like I say, the whole equally yoked thing, and I already talked about they're not submissive. They're not gonna listen to you because they don't even listen to their parents. This shit goes to your parents a lot of times. A lot of times your grandmother and your mom, they give you certain type of financial tips. And a lot of times people don't listen. Save your money. When you get your check, you save your money. Like even my parents, even my grandmother, I was hard at it. My grandfather, I was hard headed. I already have the template for it to be a retail millionaire. I was hard headed. I didn't follow the template because I didn't want to do it. Actually, it's very difficult. Actually, I can tell you how to be a millionaire. You gotta start with some money. You gotta start with probably today's dollars, and then you need a liquor license. You need to be able to get a liquor's license. Or if you really bad, like my grandfather, he had a pharmacy. He had his own pharmacy. Black man in the 1960s. For all the people that say you can't do stuff, 1960s, he had his own like personal pharmacy, like Walgreens, and he had a liquor store. Basically, you work like a slave. Wake up before the sun comes up, open your store, go to the bank, get some money, have some money in your safe, open your store, and then work till you can't see again. Every single day, including weekends. And save your money and then basically buy more businesses. But you know, now I'm giving away Patreon information, but um yeah, you have to have some type of mindset as well. And a lot of times broke women, like I say, they don't have, if you dating a woman that's broker than you are, and she's typically is not listening to you. That's very, very typical nowadays. I remember the last chick, like one chick, she was actually working in the grocery store. You know, I was giving her some financial advice. She was actually arguing back with me about what she knows and what she know how to do. I was like, huh? What?
That's fine. What?
I had to get an Uber to get you over here because your bus pass, somebody, your ex or something took your bus pass and took your debit card. You got no car. You never drove before. Don't know how to drive. No license. No money. I make 3 or 4 times what you make, just as far as income. Last time I had your job, I was in high school. I mean, I was like 2 years or 1 year out of high school, and I'm 12 years your senior. So I mean, you got the nerve to give me pushback, and I'm trying to give you advice. It's kind of like I mean, that was the last conversation I had with her. Uh, but the thing is that it's kind of like arguing with a bum. You give a bum $1, and then they give you pushback about some advice you give them. It happens quite a bit in Chicago. It's a lot of bums, and they got real severe mental problems. It's a lot of them. Give them $1 and you say anything, they'll just go berserk. And it's like, what I'm saying, it just kind of like that. It's kind of like that. You know, really, to be honest, like, that's why a lot of times women don't, even women that make, like, let's just say women that make 6 figures, they don't really want to date a man that makes the same amount of money. The reason why women like to date down as well, and that's is being more common that women are like, they pretty much like to date down, is because, really, to be honest, like, when it comes down to finances and finances, money is control. So if the man, let's just say, is a millionaire or makes $500,000 a year, and his the woman makes $125,000 a year, women don't like to be below in the spectrum of money, right? Because basically, by proxy, it's kind of like Who's the Boss. It was a show called Guess Who's the Boss too in the 80s. Like, when you have your money situation under control, and you have your finances under control, you have your life under control, you were the boss. If whatever woman comes into your house or wherever you live, you the boss. Unless you just, I mean, you own some other stuff, but you the boss. And when you operate like that, she could even not even make it. She could make more than you, really, if you operate like that, and you stand on the fact that you a boss. She gotta do what's told or get fired. And a lot of women, they know that, and that's why they deal with women. I mean, me. Well, yeah, that too. Shit. God.
Message.
Yep. Um. Yep. So it's like, that's why they don't really want to deal with men that got their shit together. Even I'm not even nowhere near. I'm not nowhere near, like, let's just say the software bros. I'm like the lower tier software bro, aspiring to get into other. I'm working on getting outside of my normal IT support type of position, getting higher up in the IT ecosystem. I don't necessarily make like high six figures or nothing like that. But even let's just say even a guy in the Midwest that only makes 50K, and you got your bills together, you got your life together. You absolutely operate on a financial power paradigm to a certain extent, to where you got at least a place to stay, got enough money to get a place to stay, you got enough money for transportation to do what you need to do. If you don't have kids, that's even better, because you have more than enough money to travel, to go different places. Because see, here's the thing: like, people don't know the prices in the Midwest, especially let's just say Indiana. If you got $50,000 in Indiana, different parts of Indiana, right? You're absolutely decent with 50K, and anything above that is even more. So you got a lot of guys that don't even make $50,000. Okay, now it's time to open up the slide on the medium income of America, because it just makes things a lot better when I'm not just saying it and you actually can see it for yourself. And this is not race and inclusive. Obviously, by looking at my profile, you can absolutely see that I'm black. So when you break that down, it's even lower. So basically, the real median earnings of all workers, as this reads, age 15 and over, with earnings decrease 1.2% between 2019 and 2020, from $42,065 to $41,535. That's the median earnings for everybody 15 ages of older and up. 42. Because you got places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, that if you really got 50K, you balling. You know, you can get a dunk and put whatever rims you want on it, and you be the man in Little Rock, Arkansas. And all the little ladies will be looking at you in your dunk with your spree wells on it. But I mean, the thing is that I say all of that to say that the more money you have, as far as in the more your finances is basically in order, and you operate on that paradigm of being a boss. You know, they don't most a lot of women, they can smell that shit. It's like you a stuck up bougie dude. They can smell that on you. They actually can smell your cologne. You know if you rocking some cologne, this dude is well established and he smell good. Ooh, I want him, but I know I can't have him, girl, because I can't listen, girl. I don't listen to no man. Second I open my mouth, he gonna be telling me to leave. So those women typically get they date down. They date down to men that are on the lower economic spectrum that they can control by proxy of them not having any money. Yeah, I'll give you the car keys. I'll give you, access to the fridge, access to the key to the apartment, to the house. But I know I can kick you out anytime. To the left, to the left. Better call Tyrone. All that. Because you have a problem. You have one problem, and I know your problem. You have a financial weakness that I can exploit. And that's why a lot of some of these guys, I ain't gonna say a lot, some of these guys go batshit crazy. Every day it happens in America. Man kills girlfriend or wife because they dated down. They got with the financially weak man that they knew they can exploit and they knew how to exploit them. And the man liked the creature comforts of his woman that was financially superior than him, and he didn't want to go back to his mama house. All of the grease and the roaches, and you know the broken air conditioner and the box fan in the summertime. He didn't want to go back to that, and he was gonna be embarrassed by his homies having explained why he broke up with his girl. They gonna be ragging on him, laughing at him. Ah ha 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 ha. Your ass got kicked out. You can't even keep a job if you had to just lay in the bed. You'll lose your job. All the woman wanted was you to give her some dick and take the trash out. Occasionally, give her a little rose or get a little card or something to show your appreciation. You couldn't even do that. So they go ballistic. A lot of times people don't understand. It's the motives. Yeah, the motives is money, but it's also something as far as where they fit in society. People have an ego. See, this is what you learn when you go to school to be a psychologist, a social worker, even sociologist. People have an ego, a super ego and a regular ego. Your ego or your id, right? And a lot of times people's ego puts them in a situation where they'll commit a crime or commit a violent act such as murder because their ego of their peer group, they'll be embarrassed by their peer group, and it'll mess their ego up to where they'll just kill a chick and try to get away with it because they'll go from a situation to where, let's just say, like I say, the person, they were living in a house like this, and in this background here, and they'll go from this to going back in the hood or going in the projects, whatever, because they ain't saved no money. They ain't put no money to the side. They wasn't trading and shit. Like me, I ain't gonna lie, like, I know how to maximize an investment. I've done it a few times. Um, you know, I typically don't. I mean, I don't deal with women that make substantially more than me. Uh, I have. But the thing is that, I never would have did anything violent. I was pissed off, but I wasn't gonna do nothing violent because, you know, ain't no woman worth, future. Ain't no woman worth no future. Like losing your future, huh? I don't care how fine. Like a lot of times, what I notice, you know, in my 40 some years on Earth is that men kill over the woman is really really fine and they really in love with the chick, or she got like a nice body or something like that. She's either very very gorgeous sexually or fine, such as like she's as far as looks, she's a 6 and up, or whatever. Um, or they got kids involved as well, or a combination of all of those. And also she has money. So those would be like, I would say, the four deadliest reasons why men will kill a woman. And yeah, I mean, a lot of that has to do with their ego. Because let's just say dudes all of their friends have a significant other. And it'll be, and then also, if the guy is not in the, if it's not like, sometimes men, it's very rare, but sometimes people break up and then they still live in the same household. But a lot of times, the police get called in situations like this, right? And then the cops usually say, well, you need to leave the house. And usually it's the man that leaves the house because the woman is with her children. There's usually children involved. So the guy can't stay in the house. He doesn't have any other house to go to. And let's just say like sometimes the men don't have no house to go to, but it's usually a household or a house that is a lower type of living than what he's used to or accustomed to. So nobody wants to be uncomfortable, right? Nobody wants to go living in a car or living with a mother or living with a sister who probably, the lifestyle is a lot less than what they used to. So they just react and just go from 0 to 60 and just, take the Glock and go to town. And then they lose all of their future. They go, to the big house, of course, for the rest of their life usually. And it's even worse than that, than the, short term or whatever situation, where you gotta, do what you gotta do to get back on your feet. So that's what typically, that's how that goes down. But that comes from women a lot of times choosing those men that are on a lower economic spectrum than they are, because they can kind of somewhat control them, manipulate them. Because see, here's the thing. Another thing, if you ever saw, Kevin Samuel shows and stuff like that, some of the women, they explain why they choose men that are on a lower financial spectrum than they are, and then they'll even say that they don't like to date quote unquote high value men because they've done in the past, and those men financially manipulated them. Because it's men that do that as well. You can manipulate. Both parties can manipulate people with money. It's very easy. You just use it over their head. I won't do this. I won't do X or buy X for you. Or I won't do X for you that costs X. There you go. Until you do Y. And it's like, basically, a lot of times women don't like that. They don't like to have money over their head. And, that's one of the aspects of it. And they just they don't like to be told what to do by a man. And usually what it is it's a lot of things. what I find out to be is that um a lot of times it's just women are not, they haven't been taught because they came up with their mother and their mother didn't listen to men or listen to their man. So they grew up basically not listening to a man. It's really that simple. It's not really, it's not no, you know, I don't, it's not a whole breakdown or thesis I got to put to you. It's just, a lot of times it's as simple as that. So, yeah. Another thing, like I say, is mindset. I think I've said that before, but it's a mindset thing. A lot of women that are broker than you, they have a lower or a different type of mindset when it comes to money. They can't save. They don't have enough discipline to save. They want to buy everything right now. They live in check to check. They're always asking you for some money because they don't have any, and then they don't know how to minimize their lifestyle. Their lifestyle doesn't fully. They don't have the money to pay for their lifestyle. The lifestyle costs more than what money they have. Like the whole champagne taste with beer money type of thing. And that it's just, it comes down to, it's a certain type of mindset that you have to have when it comes to money, to saving, having emotional control. And it's day by day, because every day is different. See, a lot of times why things is so difficult when it comes to people with money is that it's very, very difficult. It's a mental thing. It's a psychological thing. Money is psychological. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It's physical. It's all aspects of the realm of life. That's what money is, or the idea of finances is. If you don't have control over your emotions and your mind, you won't you won't never have no control over no money. It's very, very difficult because every day is different. We're in a cosmic world. We're in a, if you know anything about astrology, every day is a different type of day. It might be like today is raining. Yesterday it was raining. The other day it was like a clear day and it was cold. It might be next week, it might be warm again. And when it's warm, you tend to want to, go out and have a good time, spend money. Like, it's very, very difficult to be consistent day in and day out, no matter how the universe is that day. Every day is different. Every day is harder. It might be one day that's hard, or one week that's hard. The next week it might be slightly not harder, and then you still have the chaos of your current life to deal with. That's why a lot of times people get off track and then they stay off track. And then if they are lucky, they can get back on track. But every day is different. Even relationships. That's why people break up, because it's just like the universe. One day it's easy to deal with. You could just meet somebody and it was a warm day, and then y'all both have a good time. Y'all both spent the night and had the best, the words of John Legend, the best you ever had. And then, next week it gets cold. And then, y'all like, what? She like, I don't like you like that no more. And you like, well, I don't really like you like that no more either, because the weather changed. People live with each other and the universe changed. It could be a retrograde that came in. And then y'all all of a sudden are uptight, can't sleep, and arguing because the universe has changed is every day. That's why you see people that are together for decades and shit. I mean, they had to stick through a lot of hardships, because every day, every year, things change. Just think about the last 5 years, what happened in the last 5 years. All of the monkeypox, the coronavirus, then changed the name to COVID-19, like a bunch of, programmable sheep. And then, all the wars that happened and all the violent crimes and, weather, all of this stuff, man. It's just, people forget that we on a planet going like what, 1,000,000 miles per hour, 100 million miles per hour, like spinning through the galaxy, in a cluster of, different galaxies and Milky Way and black holes and all this shit. Like, people just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand, like, they just think like on a basic level. Most people think on a basic level. That's why people tend to be like people that are, on a higher realm of intelligence tend to run shit and have a certain type of like higher economic bracket. But that ain't always the case. It takes a little bit more than that. A lot of times, sometimes you have to even just kind of dumb things down. I believe sometimes I make things harder than what they are, because a lot of times things are more simple. To just have things have more of a simple mindset is needed at times, in my opinion. But I'm gonna share a video of this is Little Yachty, kind of a new age rapper that he gets it. He gets it. Pause this here. All right. Let's play this here.
I like that.
And they suck. I like.
Why do they suck?
Because
Explain
like,
it.
hey,
Wait, hold on. Let's just play this from.
it's like successful women. I don't like broke women. I hadn't been with a lot of them.
I like that.
And they suck. I like.
Why do they suck?
Because
Explain
like,
it.
usually they're very immature.
Broke
right?
girls are.
Yeah, like usually extremely immature, and then B, they just aren't very understanding of things. Like if you have to work, or if you have to be here, or like just like certain things are very non-understanding. Dating someone who is not as successful you, it's very hard for them to understand. Like if you're in the entertainment industry, like, yeah, I gotta film, or I gotta get on this flight and go to the West Coast, or they're not that understanding. It's like successful women. I don't like broke women. I hadn't been with a lot of them.
I like that.
And they suck. I like.
Why do they suck?
Because
Explain
like,
it.
Usually they're very immature.
Broke girls are.
Yeah, like usually extremely immature, and then B, they just aren't very understanding of things. Like if you have to work, or if you have to be here.
Yep, he gets it, and it's a reason why I played him. One, he does get it. He does have he got a very very great mindset, and another thing is a lot of times that's who gets these broke chicks the most. These entertainers and these sports, these athletes. They get these chicks that are not on their level, because the thing is that it's not that many women, and I've talked about this. It's not that many women that are on their level. When you get to $1 million plus, let's just I ain't talking about 10 million, 100 million. When you get to 1 million, that's literally the 1%. Actually, and then when you get to like 10 million, you're talking about 0.01%. I mean, actually 0.001%. It's not even 1%. It's in the 10th percentile of the digit 1. It ain't that many people that are millionaires. People in their mind, because they're watching Basketball Wives and all these other wives and keeping up with all of these shows, BMF and Power this, Power that, all these different shows and people on Celebrity. I done made all of it. And then a lot of people, they rent cars, they rent Lamborghinis, they rent Ferraris. They're faking it till you make it. They're not actually, they're not really living that life. They're faking that lifestyle on social media. A lot, you'll be surprised who's actually faking. You'll be absolutely surprised. So I mean, basically, a lot of people that are on that level, you know, millionaires that are in the entertainment business and sports, or you could just say 100 octane guys. They tend to get women that are, they don't make as much as they do. They don't make anywhere near the amount of money that they do. Some of them do okay. A lot of them, obviously, you see, don't do well. They do not. They do not do well when it comes to that, breakup. They get taken for their shirt when they go to when they have a divorce. They get taken to the cleaners. You know, they end up, in a situation where it's it's really really messed up, and it's like, damn, what if they dated somebody that was on their level? I mean, would it, in my opinion, I think it would turn out a little different if they did. But the thing is that also those women that make just as much as they do, they actually, a lot of those women did not make it. Um, as far as athletes, as far as female athletes, for one, typically don't make the amount of money that male athletes make. So they don't really, their counterpart doesn't normally make what they make, unless it's like a very small percentage of women that make money off of endorsements, that make somewhat close to what an average NBA player salary would be by proxy of endorsements, but that is a very small few. So their counterparts don't really, can't earn what, I mean, don't make what they make. So that's not even really possible, and they don't even choose them typically. Like, NBA, WNBA players, I mean, I mean, it's like, there's no football. So, yeah, it's no counterparts with them. That the only thing else is like what actors and singers and rappers and stuff like that, right? They they tend to choose somebody that it's in their same well, they can choose somebody that makes about the same that they do. But I mean, sometimes those don't turn out because, I mean, people are kind of toxic, and then they both get two toxic people, and then know how that goes. But I'm gonna play something real quick, and it kind of goes with what I'm talking about. Be right back.
And what piques your interest?
I just like fun, loving, free spirited.
See what I mean, people? I'll go back to what I wrote earlier.
What'd you write earlier?
Bottom line, most women are more comfortable being alone or losing instead of settling for the boredom of winning. Free spirit alpha female, meaning I don't like structure, routine, consistency, discipline.
You are so right. And I need
Well,
that.
but the problem is, man, and I'm gonna just be right down the middle. At 39 years old, you still look a little bit younger, but you're not. And
No.
you got about 4 more years before the phone stops ringing.
Oh, it
And
stopped.
the phone, the DMs, even it stops, people are still trying to hit it. I'm talking about it all stops.
So yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, that was what I would say as far as an example of somebody that's like a broke chick, that kind of still looks good and whatnot. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So the thing is that yeah, the celebrities and stuff, they tend to mess up as well when it comes down to it, because the thing about it is it's kind of the opposite of how women that choose that date down, they date, men date down a lot of times in those cases, because the women that do make about the same amount of money that they make, um let's just talk about African Americans, right? They don't have that many African American women that make the same amount of money, that's a million plus, right? So that pool is very, very small. And don't a lot of the women that do make that are white women that make a million plus and 10 million plus, right? So that's a lot of times why you see a dude with a white chick, but not necessarily in sports and entertainment. But if they did even choose, right, it would most likely be somebody that's a different race, than they are. They're black, because it's just not that many black women that are also millionaires to choose from. So the pool is very, very small. The thing is that they don't even, a lot of those men, they don't even date a career woman that's like, let's just say, a 92 octane. The smart ones do. Like, I think Ludacris, he I think he dated a lawyer that he married. So I would say even that is even better than nothing, than what they've been doing, which just marrying average chicks. And then it it's a crapshoot, because even if you marry a professional woman, you know that
What does your husband say about this? Did y'all discuss it?
No, I'm not married. I would not choose. I would not choose to date into something like that. I got choose to be single.
Okay.
I'm a PhD.
Okay, congratulations.
well, if you dated a PhD that did want to be chose, right? You probably better off than dating some chick that just a random chick that's just broke, that is looking for a come up, because then you have the messy situations, um and I just think that it just they choose really, really terribly. And you can see the result of that, because they don't want the woman that is educated as well, because they kind of, the woman will probably be smarter than they are. They want somebody that's kind of equally dumbed down on their level. But yeah, it's a situation where, like I said, this will change your life if you really take it serious, because I'm not gonna say it's foolproof. It's not full. Nothing is foolproof. But when it comes down to it, I'll just say this: when it comes to like a situation where, let's say, you are like marriage focused, and you are close to six figures or not, already making six figures, it's best that you choose a woman that's on your level mentally, as far as mindset, does listen to you, right? because it tends to fare better that way. It just, it kind of works out a little bit better when you do that. you know so another thing I'm gonna leave you with is another clip that I actually got this today, and it's one of the reasons why I kind of, it compelled me to do this. It was already in the back of my mind, but it kind of compelled me to kind of do this live stream. So let me share my screen again here. Let's see here.
Put the weed down. Stop listening to rap music. Stop drinking alcohol. Start vetting any woman that you're with. Vet her family. You can't just vet the woman, vet her entire family. Stop having children outside of wedlock. That is the answer. You can destroy the child support court. It wouldn't even exist if y'all just stop having children outside of wedlock. I don't have any children because I am waiting for the right time. But a lot of you guys are not properly vetting. If anybody's young listening, learn from the mistakes of people who are on those billboards, Negroes who owe $50,000 in child support arrears. Learn from the people in child support court. I was a probation officer, and I saw so many good black men, especially, mad because they got to pay child support. You don't have to stick your penis in every fucking woman on. Can I cuss over here, Trigger Mike? You don't have to stick. Put the weed down.
All right, yeah. So that was chaotic truth. That was some good advice. That kind of works. I'm not gonna say anything is foolproof, but it used to be a time when you had to go through the father. You had to go through the father to court any type of woman, and then of course even marry the woman in this country. That was the standard. That was I'm in the basically house repairs, remodeling, and stuff like that. One of the brands for like sinks and toilets is called American Standard. You probably been if you ever like look at a toilet, you probably will see that it says American Standard as one of the brands. They make bathroom fixtures primarily, right? Well, it was an American Standard. That was part of the culture. It was an American Standard. If you wanted to court a woman, you had to go through the father. And then if you wanted to marry that woman, because you get to spin the block with her and test drive it. And if you liked what you test drove, right, you had to go to the father, and he made the final approval, so you can drive off with the car. You know what I'm saying? So that was the American Standard. That got erased in probably, I would say, the 80s and 90s. That was kaputs. That was gone. Now the American Standard is, do it, do what you want to do. Do what do what you got to do. Adam's family, like it's just crazy, like this cat. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's still certain roles, like it's certain upper class, upper middle class families that still operate like that to a certain extent. This I call them tiger. You know what I'm saying? It's still families that operate like that. And the last video I did on real estate, the B grade communities neighborhoods, that that video actually was a kind of a flashlight into what those societies look like, what those neighborhoods look like. And primarily those neighborhoods were, over half of those neighborhoods were people that were married. Even race was not exclusive in that. It was all across the board. Upper middle class, B grade neighborhoods, they were married. You think A is even worse? I haven't even done A yet. I will do it, God willing. You think they're less married?
Message.
I doubt it. Because some can happen. I need you to go put that mortgage payment in. And the mortgage payment is about $5,000 to $7,000, or even 10 a month. I can't depend on you to pay that. I need at least you to have the fucking house spotless, the kids in line, dinner cooked. I don't give a fuck how you got to do it. I don't care if you got to motherfucking pay somebody to do that shit. It's got to be done. The fucking my clothes got to be pristine, polished, shoes polished, clothes creased, washed, bed linens clean, carpet, towel, wood clean, kitchen, basement, everything pristine. Mail fucking delivered to the mailbox, everything laid. And I asking for head, huh? Where's that at? I'm talking Johnny Depp. I'm coming in the door. Shit. I mean, Johnny Depp is toxic. They both a toxic couple. That toxic, last court case and shit in the bed. But at the end of the day, they was living the A-grade lifestyle. They lived I'm sure, in a mansion. I mean, they was some toxic individuals, but Johnny came in the door, and Johnny got his tallywhacker dealt with without having to ask. And she was complimentary as far as him, as far as she was an actor as well. I mean, an actress as well, making money, making millions already. Not as much as he was, but she was already an actress. I mean, she had millions of her own. Johnny came in the door. Honey, I'm home. Already getting polished. I mean, yeah, all of that. Don't even have to ask. If I have to ask, then there's something wrong.
That's one.
What?
But I mean, yeah, that's that lifestyle. Like, I mean, other than that, shit, a lot of people paying 50-50. Let me give you a preview. Fuck me talking about it. Let's go to another. Let's I guess I can go to another city. What is it? Bankhead or Buckhead? I think it's Buckhead. Let me see. Bankhead or Buckhead? Okay, yeah, it's Buckhead. Okay. Let's go to Buckhead. Yeah, this will do. I pay the mortgage, you pay everything else, including the groceries. I don't agree with this, but people are still, doing the 50-50 thing, right? I pay the mortgage and the taxes, you pay for everything else, right? This is an A grade. It's an A grade community house, whole nine, right? So $2.8 million. This is the monthly cost. Do you think I'm, I'm not gonna need some help with that? If it's 50-50, I might need a little help with that. I might need you to, pay the mortgage 1 month. If you can't pay the mortgage, we're fucked then. If that's what's required. This is why people that are in grade C or higher neighborhoods, they damn near all married. It's like the house that the haves and the have-nots filmed in or some shit. But yeah, it's like that. I don't care if they don't even like each other. They're fucking married. And they paying these bills. Shit, you see that? That's pretty. That is what, old girl I saw today. That's her income for the whole year. The mortgage for 1 month. We got a comment. What's going on, my man? This is your old neck of the woods, Atlanta, Georgia. Oh yeah. Shit, man. Yep. I was in the area where I was wanting to live. It's a house that's like $650,000. That house was $150,000 back in the 90s. And they want over almost $700,000 for that house now. So yeah, I believe. I mean, this house probably, like you say, like it was probably 300 grand back in the late 90s. Matter of fact, I mean, I could see the property history. They show the property history, but it only go back. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Damn. Even worse, bro. You see this shit? It's even worse. God dog. Oh Oh, hell no. This motherfucker in 2001 was $100,000. $100,000. Hell no. Wow. was off by 200,000. This Buckhead. This is Buckhead. And this house, it was $100,000, $111,000 in 2001. Now it's cool, $2.8 million, 8 9 $2,890,000. Yes, sir. Right. Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, they got the property history. They got it, they got records and everything they keep. Um, this the house was 100 and some thousand dollars. Like, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, when you was living in Atlanta, you could have bought this house. And I mean, if you could have done it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you could have done it or not, but had you done it, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom. You know what I'm saying? All you had to do was wait, like, you had to wait a good 15 years or two, close to 20. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they drove there and yeah, they drove up the properties. Yeah, that's gentrification. Oh, you had a property like this already? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, shoot, it was affordable for. I mean, well, I don't know what they was paying in Atlanta like that. Back in 2001. I mean, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is man, that's a price explosive. Like, it went up. It jumped from 2007 to 2008. It went up 283%. 283% in 2008, and that was after the crash. So I don't know, like, what I'm saying, what happened, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you would have, I mean, to afford this, like, you could have been like, whatever, 2001, but in today's property values, with this property, you definitely need a coalition of a wife and really an extended family in this type of situation. This is like legacy building, family type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how Atlanta just exploded. This Atlanta is the mecca of black business, entrepreneurship, entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what Atlanta is now. Um, it's kind of like a lot of people are successful. Not everybody though. Not everybody. Oh yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That yeah, it happens. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you need, a lot of times, you need to have, like, what I'm saying, like, even if, to be honest, if I by myself, living in a house with 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms by myself, I mean, I'm okay with that, but I don't need all of this house by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is like, a house you gonna have a big family with, an extended family, really. Uh, but yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, um, just my point exactly. But that's just kind of a preview of what I'm talking about with a grade A neighborhood and a house. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm gonna leave you all. I appreciate you coming by, Nino. I'm gonna leave you all with this here.
Winning for me is having a family. Winning for me ain't having no millions of females, cause I ain't going. Birkin who? You got fake eyelashes, you got fake hair, you got fake everything on your body, but you want a real nigga. Like, I worked hard for these results. I suffered. I went through the fire. Adversity builds character. I went through the fire for this.